Good morning. Happy Saturday and happy solstice. It's summer solstice. Was it yesterday or today that's like the longest day of the year? And trust me, it is super long up here in Maine. I'm Michelle. I'm with Olive and 2U Studios. I'm typically here every single Saturday morning, usually live, sometimes recorded. If you haven't already done so, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell so you get all the notifications so you don't miss any videos. Happy Saturday. Happy summer solstice. Oh, Lydia says today is summer solstice and she's feeling it in South Florida. I see Tracy here. Deb is here. Debbie's here. Deborah is here. Katrin's here. We've got like Debs in like lots of Debs. That's awesome. Valera's here. Katrin, all kinds of people. Julie's here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Diana's here. They're all popping on for all the fun. How are you guys handling the heat? Word on the street is big old heat wave going across the United States. And I thought maybe up here in Maine, we would be spared, but no, we're not going to be spared here in Maine. It's supposed to be, I think, 98 degrees one day this coming next week. I'm a little freaked out because up here, everybody said, oh, you're in Maine, you won't need air conditioning. And I said, really? And they said, oh, no, you won't need it. If it gets hot, it'll get hot like a day here or a day there. And I'm like, okay, well, we're like checking out that theory right about now. We have fans. I suspect by next year, we may have like mini splits put in. That's a thing here. So that we have air conditioning, but we'll see how it goes. A lot of people do window units. I'm not delighted by window units, but if it's between a window unit for a few days in the summer and sweating to death, then I'm going to go with the window unit. Kim's here. Loriana's here. Billy's here. Good morning, everybody. So happy to see you. We have celebratory yarn today. Of course we do, because Sherry and Terry are just that good. And it is beautiful yarn. So I'm going to kick off with talking about the yarn first, because I am utterly delighted with it. Now, I'm just going to warn you before I do this, it does not show true on color on camera. I've tried every which way to Sunday, and I'm struggling to get it to show up perfectly on camera. So here's the thing. You're going to look at it here on camera, and then you go over on the website. The link is in your newsletter so that you can see a much truer color. It looks way more true to color on the website than it does. It's always a challenge between camera lenses, whether it's a video camera lens or it's a still camera lens. Some colors are more difficult to photograph than others, and I'm sure you've heard that from other indie dyers. So there is absolutely that happening here. But this is Amber Solstice, and it is beautiful. And I love the name because it is timely, but it's also just really indicative of the color. So you're seeing kind of a really deep, really, I don't know, a brighter, but a deep rust on camera. It is not as bright as that. It is richer than that, a little deeper than what you're seeing right now. It doesn't quite have that, oh, I'm here quality to it. It is more subtle than what you're seeing on camera right now. As I mentioned over on the website, the color is much more true to color. And I've tried to, like, if I put it closer, that's a little closer to the color, but that looks a little more red than it is. So there's just all these little caveats. This is on Rawlings, which, by the way, is like one of my very favorite. Rawlings and Homer are my two, well, I don't know. I like the Beast too. They're really, some of my favorite ones. Rawlings, because it has that silk content, which really makes it nice and kind of shiny, but not too shiny. It's not like club shiny. It's like shiny, like you can really see the color differentials in it, and it gives you more interest. But this is a tonal solid, so you can see some of those tonal variations in the colorway. And we've talked about this before. As indie dyers have often said, it is very darn near impossible to get a full-on solid colorway when you're doing kind of artisan dye techniques. Now, commercial houses can do it all day long. They can get really much truer solid colors. Indie dyers typically can't because of the techniques involved. But what you do get, and actually I think is better, of course I'm a little biased, but I think is better, is you get these tonal solids and those undulations of color, if I can use that word. See, it's got a little lint on there. It's like right up on the camera, a little lint. But those color variations give you added interest in your projects. So I like those. I actually prefer those over, I mean, just completely unbiased opinion. I completely prefer those over just a solid. That's just my opinion because it provides more interest for your eye and it helps your stitches to be defined more, I think. They kind of get lost sometimes in a sea of just a completely solid colorway, but when you have some subtle variations, it catches your eye, it causes you to look at the stitch definition and gives you more of that, which means that's more focus on your work. So that is Amber Solstice. It matches perfectly with Sunburst, which is just delightful. So this is a variegated. So you have more of that color variation. It's actually variegated across the hank. This is a little off of the color as well, but closer. This one is showing up a little bit closer in colorway on the camera than Amber Solstice. But this is Sunburst, and you see all the colors of the sun in there if the sun was going to just pop in front of you, as it so often does. When you're looking through the window of your car or something like that, you get these sunburst little effects. So this is a gorgeous colorway and it goes perfectly with Amber Solstice. Happy solstice. How great are those two colorways together? Now I'm going to introduce a third colorway. It's not brand new, but it goes so well with these two that I couldn't resist it. And this is on Homer. I'm about to sneeze. I think I've got allergies going on today. Forgive me, it is live TV. So this is Monarch that was introduced a little while back. Again, it's showing up a little brighter on screen than it is, but it is a beautiful tonal orange. There it is, a little truer there. And look how perfect that looks with these three colorways. Oh no, I'm thinking a sweater in either Amber Solstice with a Monarch color work piece or opposite. If you really love the orange color, like in Monarch, you could do your main color in that and then break it up with Amber Solstice, or be much more lower contrast because you're going to have these variations. I wouldn't recommend this because it's not enough of a contrast. You could do it low contrast, but I would really recommend these two together. I love it. Or you could do a project with these two, but not necessarily color work because you wouldn't have those that higher contrast that you typically need in color work. So I just thought these three went together so perfectly. I could not resist pulling out the Monarch to show you how well it goes. It makes a great trio to celebrate the solstice or to celebrate all things summer. How cool is that? I love it so much. You guys are already grabbing it off the site. I saw some last night. I do a little shop update in the Yarny Use on Thursday, typically afternoons or evenings. It just depends on my schedule that day. And then that's where you get a really good up close sneaky peek at what's going to be new in the shop. Yes, Diane said, or somebody said, let's see here, who said that? Kim said you could do a fade. Absolutely, you can do a fade and it would look great. I love it. I think all those colors, I'm trying to get the right cuff on the right hank. I think all these colors just play super well together. And yeah, oranges are fantastic. Oh, there's Dion. She said she's running late. She missed out on seeing those beautiful oranges. And I know Dion is a fan of orange. So I'm going to show them one more time just so Dion can see. That's what we do around here. We take care of our Yarny Use. So I love these colors. And like I said, I could not resist pulling Monarch into it because it goes so well to create a perfect trio. I know, it's great. I'm in love with all of it. If you're an orange fan, Sunburst, definitely, but this as well. They that I know, that's what Tracy said. I know. So Tracy said it looks great with the color I'm wearing. Absolutely. And I actually have my Mid-Coast sweater that I wore a while back, a few episodes back. Mid-Coast by Jen Stein-Gass actually uses this color with some other colors that are similar to this in it. And I love those together. So I am full on with you, Tracy. I completely agree. So our sea glass would look great with this, of course. And we can always do a special order if there's not enough in the shop. Like right now, I don't think we have a lot of sea glass in the shop. Sea glass is this color right here behind me. Let me just show that to you. How perfect is that together? Talk about nice high contrast. It's perfect. So if you like that and you love a sweater's quantity, all you got to do is shoot me an email and we will get it sorted for you. Sherry and Terry will make it work out. Kim says, I'll have to do a BBT. Oh, you know what? I had planned, I have a friend who hasn't done her first sweater. And I said, you know what? I'll do a BBT with you. And okay, I think you're on, Kim. So the question is, which? Hold on. I think in this. I might do a BBT in this. Amber Solstice. So Sherry and Terry, if you're listening, just get that written down. And all my BBTs have pretty much been in Rawlings. So how great is that? I don't know. The Rusty or this? What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Should I go with Amber Solstice or should I go with Sunburst? Now, this is variegated, so I'm going to have some different colors in it. What do you think? Tell me your opinion. Okay, everybody weigh in. Everybody sort Michelle out now with her next project. Well, after I get this one done, I got to get this on the needles. Still looking for my needles. What do you think? Fade 'em. Okay, she says fade 'em. Lori says, okay, Amber Solstice. Okay, I want the rest of you to weigh in. Tell me what you think. Amber Solstice or Sunburst? A or B? A or B? Let me know what you think. At Fabulous with Resurrection. There you go. All the colors, beautiful. I like to see the wheels turning about things. So that is the new yarn that is brand new in the shop this week. But something else is new as well by popular demand. I've had several of the Yarny U's message me or email me and say, you know, when is the 2026 birthday club going to open? It's open right now. So here's the deal. We've changed the birthday club a little bit this year. So if you're a fan of Play-Doh, our DK weight yarn, then you now can choose from Twain, Rawlings, or Play-Doh for the birthday club for 2026. Hoorah! I heard so many people were looking for the DK, so we went ahead and added that base to it for 2026. But here's the deal. If your birthday hasn't come yet, or maybe it has and you just want another one this year, you can still sign up for the 2025 birthday club. So remember, you get to choose your base. Right now for 2025, it's still Twain or Rawlings. If you want Play-Doh for 2025 and you're going to order it, just message me and I'll make it happen for you this year. You don't have to wait till 2026, but you choose your base and then we get to surprise you with a couple of decent little birthday gifts along with some extra goodies. All comes to you in a special birthday bag. It's really a lot of fun. By birthday bag, I mean mailing bag, not project bag. Let me just be clear on that. But it comes to you with that. And it's a great way to sort of surprise yourself or a Yarny bestie. And you don't, it's going to say birthday on it, but it doesn't have to be birthday. You can do it for any time. I know we've had several Yarny U's who've ordered like quarterly for themselves because you get an exclusive special birthday month colorway. Everybody in that month gets the same colorway, generally speaking, but you get a special birthday month colorway that is exclusive to you. So birthday club is open for 2026 and for the balance of 2025. How fun is that? And I know some people have already started signing up for their birthday clubs. I call it, I know I say it ad nauseum, but is the ultimate set it and forget it. You buy it, you order it, it's all sorted out, and then it surprises you in the mail. How cool is that? You may forget you ordered it. I don't know if you're anything like me. I forget things all the time. So you might just forget you ordered it. And I don't know, a few months later, here comes a Yarny surprise for you in the mail. How cool is that? Oh, Julie's being a comedian this morning. She says, do a BBT, one of each. You're so funny, Julie. Who knows? I could. I need to start beefing up my BBT wardrobe. I'm wearing my beautifully basic tee this morning. That's what BBT stands for. If you're sitting there going, what are they talking about? It is a beautifully basic tee. And this is my blue one that I love so much. So I love all my colors. I think there's 6 of them now. I think I have 6 BBTs. But the reason that I love the BBTs is because it is a simple pattern. So if you're brand new to sweater construction, it's a great place to start. It's a top down. Yes, I have a thing about bottom up, but this is a top down. So it's good news. It'll take you through sweater construction and there's no short rows or anything like that. It's pretty straightforward. It was designed by Melissa Kimmerer and it is a really popular pattern. It actually was designed using olive and 2U yarn. So that's pretty cool. And they're easy patterns. You get used to them and you can dress them up or dress them down. Lori says, you can't have enough. I have 3 and working on my 4th. It's not a contest, Lori, but you may overtake me. Not a contest, but that's cool because they are so incredibly versatile, and you can even make them with long sleeves. Mine are short sleeves, but you can absolutely make it with long sleeves. And it's nice because no short rows. And once you get through the top of it and you get into the body, y'all, it's just knitting, knitting, knitting. So it's very perfect social knitting. I'm just saying. So BBTs. I'll make sure that the pattern is linked in the show notes. If you want to come back and check, or if you happen to be watching later, hopefully it'll be down there for you. All the patterns that we're going to talk about today in our whip segment will be in the show notes after this video is uploaded to the video tab and not the live tab. Didn't quite get that done this morning. I try to get it done by the time we go live, but it didn't quite happen this morning. And we're going to get to those whips in just a minute, but a couple other things really quickly. I'm fighting off a sneeze. Y'all know how I feel about sneezes. So the Fiberside Yarn Crawl is coming up next month. And I know many of you have registered. I've heard from you that you have. It's $10 to get your all access pass. The link is in the show notes right now below. And it's also in your newsletter. You don't want to miss it. There are so many shops participating in this fiber crawl. It's virtual, so you don't have to go anywhere. You can stay in your jammies. And each shop is producing its own video to kind of introduce you to the shop, to show you what they're featuring for the crawl and all the goodies. And so it's a great way to sort of learn about shops that maybe you haven't been exposed to. They're all over the country. There seems to be a gnat in here. They're all over the country, and they're each going to be highlighting different things. Most will have discounts as well. We'll be offering a discount for the time of the crawl, and all kinds of fun things. There's going to be a crawl pattern and all sorts of neat things going on. We are highlighting 2 specific patterns for the crawl and the yarn with it. And I just finished finally the video and got it all uploaded and everything. And there's, I'm in it, Monica's in it. It's kind of a fast-paced, fun video. I think you'll enjoy it. So don't miss out on that. Go ahead and order your all access pass. $10. That's all it is. And like I said, there are discounts and fun things. So don't miss out on that. And I'd like to know, tell me in the comments if you have already registered or if you plan to register. I'd like to know that. I'd like to know who the Yarny U's are that are going to be there on for the crawl and on my day. I think I'm on the first day of presenting, the second shop presenting on the first day. And it's my first time doing the crawl. It's our first time doing the crawl. So I'm excited. So please be there. Show me some support because I'll be also live in the Zoom. It's a Zoom, I believe. And each shop is live introducing their video and then taking questions after their video. So I would love to have some Yarny U's there to support me. Kim has registered. Fantastic. I love it. So I'll be happy that you'll be there, Kim. And the good news is I believe, yes, absolutely. If you can't make it live as much as I want you there live to support me, if you can't, if you have a scheduling conflict, then you can always watch it later. So Katrin is registered as well. Fantastic. That is good. So we got Katrin, we got Kim, and yeah, so it's good to know that you all will be there to support. It'll be a lot of fun. So one of the things I really had to think about if I was going to share this with you today or not, but y'all know I have a tendency to share things. There's something that we did, I believe it was last year. It was a quarterly subscription. It was very well received, and we did not renew it immediately for this year. But I've had a few people ask about it, and I thought, you know what? Let's refresh it a little bit. Let's reimagine it just a little bit, and let's do it again. And so we have one of our clubs. I'm not going to tell you which one. It's one that we haven't had for a while. We have one of our clubs that will be opening up right around the time of the yarn crawl. The plan was sort of to debut it during the crawl, but it might be a few days in advance for the Yarny U's to get in first, because I do need to limit it. I can't have it get too big, but it's a really cool club. And I think you're going to enjoy it. It will last 12 months is the initial plan, and then we'll revisit it at the end of that 12 months as well. But it is coming for you in July, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It has a lot of interactive qualities about it, and I think you'll really enjoy it. You'll be able to choose your base, of course, and the number of hanks. And yeah, so we've reimagined it just a little bit. It's going to look a little bit different, but it is very similar to the one that we did before. So that's all I'm going to say. You can't pull it out of me. Nobody's here, so to force it out of me. But yeah, I'm excited about it. Super excited. Sherry and Terry are excited about it. They'll be dyeing the yarn, of course, for it. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. So that'll be coming up later in July, which, oh, by the way, is right around the corner. Okay, so I thought what we would do real quick is go ahead and take a look at whips. We're going to have kind of a slightly shortened video today. I'm going to be heading out right after the video to the farmer's market. We haven't been able to get there, and the sun is shining. I'm going to put all my tick spray on so I don't get tickies, as I like to say on me. But we're going to head out to the farmer's market this morning. But let's go ahead really quickly. I want to take a look at whips because you all, again, are knitting all the things. Alrighty, dighty, here we go. We're going to start off with Lonnie. She did something, I think it's for maybe a child, and I didn't quite get the whole caption here, but she had an FO. She just needed to weave in the tails and block it. So that's pretty cool. So she actually did some modifications to this. I could be wrong. Maybe it's not for a child, but I think it's cool that she said one of the things about taking virtual classes over a lot of years is gaining the confidence to modify a design. And I completely agree with that. It's always good to sort of beef up the tricks in your knitting or crochet toolbox. So she did a great job on that. Next up, Lonnie again. This is Marie Celtic Cable Cow from Marley Bird. She used Forest on the Homer base. There we go. So, so pretty. Looks great. And those cables are fantastic. I love how they pop. And you can actually, in this, see the benefit of having some of that tonality in a solid done by an indie dyer because it actually adds that much more interest to it. So good job, Lonnie. Oh gosh, I cut off who did this and I don't remember. So tell us in the comments if I cut off who did this. But this is really, really pretty. This isn't a cotton linen. It's the Sea Fairdy. Beautiful, beautiful. I apologize for that. Julie Garland was working on some vanilla socks. She grabbed this. This is Skeens Ridge, and she used a Summer Picnic Alcott heel and toe. She said she wasn't really delighted about the choice of contrast, but I loved it. I think those colors look great together. Next up, Jamie Laurent. She cast on the Sea Fairdy vest. I wonder if that was her who did the other. And then cast it on again after she realized it was an infinity twist. Oh my goodness, 352 cast on stitches. That's a lot. I'm curious, Jamie, if you use stitch markers to count your stitches when you're casting on. I know that those are really popular. I would have to use those so I don't lose count. All right, Tracy Ann, Ever the Sock Knitter, doing shorty socks with leftover check out the hook and a berry mini. And she said she's still knitting in public. She knits in public all the time. And again, I love that choice of colors together. Jamie did finish her Alaska hat, and it looks so good. It's beautiful. I knit one of those a while back. It was a couple years ago, but I really love the colors that you chose for that, Jamie. Cindy Titus. Wow, I bet it's done today. The Hitofood, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Hitofood in twain. 1 row and 1 bind off to go. This was in charcoal, and she said she might lengthen it. So she's curious what she ended up deciding between the time I grabbed that and today. And then Katie Erickson, so she reached back in her bag of whips and ended up doing the Lato by Expression Fiber Arts. She lists the colors that she's using there. She doesn't know when she started it, but she's still plugging along. And I love her choice of colors for this as well. It's really pretty. It's a shawl and it's looking really, really good. I'm impressed with that. Deborah Feltz finished the sleeves on her Brickyard, and she wished she had a longer cable for the hemline. So she was trying to finish up another project, her Practical Magic shawl, so she can free up that cable. Deborah showed us this past week in our virtual knit crochet spin and weave in, and it was beautiful. She showed us all the projects. And then Mary Nielsen. Ah, the Winter's Beach. Now we know the name of the pattern by Andrea Mowry. And look at those cables. I don't know. I'm kind of seeing a theme with the cables. What do you all think? We've had a couple cabled items lately, and cables are a lot of fun to do. They're not as terrifying as they look. They're really not, especially if you use a cable needle. There is a technique that you can use that doesn't use a cable needle. And I know a lot of people like that because it's one less thing to kind of juggle while you're knitting. But cables are really not difficult. All you're doing is knitting your stitches out of order as a general rule. I mean, some of us do that naturally. Not really, not usually. But anyway, cables are not hard. So I really recommend that you give a look to it if you've not done it before. So I'm going to show you my whip. Are you shocked? To be fair, it's really not a whip. It's more of an FO, but it's a really small FO. So if you were at our virtual knit, crochet, spin, and weave in this past week, you saw that I was getting Matilda, my circular sock machine, put together. I had a couple swatches that I needed to get done for some projects, for some collaborations in that. And so I did. I got Matilda fully put together this week. I sat down, I oiled her up really well because circular sock machines do drink a fair amount of oil. So I oiled her up really well. I sat down and I learned that I still know how to crank. I can still crank a tube. So I haven't done any socks yet. I'm going to show you this because I'm not going to tell you anything about it. It still has my setup bonnet and my waist yarn attached, but I can still crank, except something happened and the yarn came out of my yarn mast and then it kind of went off. And so I was like, all right, that's long enough. But there it is. So you can still see the kind of messiness here, but she did pretty good. When I had the cast on bonnet on, there were just a couple stitches that she didn't quite pick up around. So as somebody said, your waist yarn is longer than your swatch. Yep, that's right. Because the swatchy bit is right here. But I was really excited to get Matilda out of her box. I think she was happy too, to get her out of the box and get her rolling again and doing a little cranking. I've got another swatch that I need to get done. And yeah, so Matilda was all set up. She's not exactly in her final resting place in the studio yet, but she is definitely all set up. So I'm really happy about that. Made more progress this week on the studio, getting it set up. We got, let's see, when we did the virtual knit, crochet, spin, and weave in on Wednesday, the shelves were up, but they weren't fully completed. They are now fully completed. So now I'm working on getting all the things on it. So it's coming along. I know so many of you said that you were, in fact, interested in a studio tour. And I've decided I'm going to make sure that happens. But it's not going to happen until I'm 100% ready, because I don't want to be embarrassed and all that vulnerable with you seeing all the spaces. But a lot of it is workspace. So it's not all going to be like slick and beautiful. It's definitely the workspace. What you've seen the most of is my little podcast nook here, of course. But as I mentioned, there are multiple other stations where the computers are set up, like the office with the desk. And then I've got kind of the sewing station. There'll be a sitting station. Then there's like a printing station, which the Cricuts are set up over there. And I'll have all the printers set up over there. So multiple stations happening in the studio. But I'll give you a tour. You all have asked, and I will definitely make sure it happens. It does absolutely needs to be functional. And that's what I'm rolling on. So be sure to keep posting your works in progress and your FOs. I love showing those. And they always inspire people. I always love hearing the stories of how people are inspired. So the Cancer colorways for June will be coming up very soon. And they are once again gorgeous. So you don't want to miss out on that. Of course, if you've already got your subscription, those will ship out automatically to you for the Cancer colorways. Otherwise, I'll be happy to show those to the shop as soon as they arrive and we get their glamour photos done. I know so many of you are doing that. And then, as I've mentioned before, we're working on something special for those colorways. So you don't want to miss out on them. In the next week or two, we're going to have a little more information about that and something that you can download so you can start getting ready for next year and what we're going to do with those Cancer colorways. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful for your support. I appreciate it. I know some of you are ordering already right now. Don't miss out on getting this gorgeous yarn. It is beautiful. It's always beautiful. I love, love, love this week. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And now I'm about to sneeze still. Now I'm still thinking about that beautifully basic tea. I think it might be an Amber Solstice. I'm going to order myself some of that yarn and get that on the needles. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Saturday. Again, I'm Michelle with Olive and 2U Studios, typically here every single Saturday. Please give us a thumbs up. It's easy. Just click the thumbs up button if you like any of this at all. I really appreciate that. It's something that you can do to support and help out. And then if you haven't yet subscribed, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. We're over 10,000 subscribers, which is amazing. So share it with your family and friends and be here every single Saturday for a lot of fun. Thanks so much. Have a fantastic Saturday, and I'll see you in the Yarny U's. Bye-bye.